welcome to 5-Star Betas. Been a lot going on in the fish room. I've been building new racks. We got a bunch of new fish going on. So we're going to go over a few things and new projects that we've been doing in here. Hope you guys are excited to see what we've been doing. Let's get to it. Alright, so over here, built another stand rack. Underneath the 75 gallon with African cichlids, predominantly peacocks. Also built like a little tabletop up there just because I'm running out of space for stuff. So in this tank we predominantly have dragon bloods, strawberry peacocks. We have one nice blue dragon blood peacock. That male right there is kind of hiding. We also have two pairs of rock crebenzas, which is a half cichlid. It's really like the yellows on them. I'm not a big fan of the yellow labs. I like these much better. We also have a monster jungle veil that's over 4 feet. You guys can see the thing is just a beast. We've actually had spawns from these OBs in here. I actually have eggs in the tumbler from one of the OBs, and I have one from a sulfur head over there. We'll get to that after. Yeah, this guy's just getting gorgeous. Look at that head, just metallic blue. Got a few males popping up in these dragon bloods. Nice pinks coming in. So that's that tank. Next we got the Discus tank. They've been doing so far pretty good. I've had a few of them spawn. I've actually had this one right here and this one. So 1, 2. They spawned about 2 to 3 times so far already. Haven't had no luck hatching because I need to do roadie water with the system. This is just on tap water. TDS is about 300. We got to drop it below 100 if we want to have a successful hatch rate. So in this tank I added a group of aspidoras, which is like almost like a corridor but smaller. There's 12 of these guys and girls. Just a nice little cleanup without being too, packed full on waste in this tank. And we have one little random black angel on the back. Yeah, it's one of my favorite tanks. The jungle veil was in here. I took that out, put it in the 75, so we just put that up. So it looks kind of empty in this corner. I'm going to get more plants. Love this sword. I've had this sword for years now. I chop down like 6 leaves every 6 months and let it regrow. But yeah. So that's what's going on with that system. Over here we built another rack. So we got 320s, another 320s. We're going to have 40 breeder on the bottom. Pretty drilled these ones. I already got PVC fittings. I order more for the other systems. I haven't drilled the 40 breeder yet just because I lost the drill bit like an idiot. I still got to clean up under there, get all that dust out. I level everything with wedges. The floor is not even, but the tanks are even, so a little bit of a challenge. Fill all the tanks halfway first just to see how they settle and everything fills. I'll make sure the rack's not gonna wiggle and be loose too much. Seems to be holding up just fine, so I probably will end up filling it up the next day or two. Also just want to double check the tanks, make sure they don't have no issues leaking or anything before I go all the way and fill this thing up. It's going to be a good chunk of water right here. We're looking at what, 20, 40, 60, what, 120, what, 180, 60 gallons of water will be in here when it's all said and done. I'm going to have it all plumbed up. Just like the system over here, we actually have this all plumbed up with this being a sump on the bottom. We actually got some new fish in this system right here. We got a whole system of cherry shrimp in this tank. We also got a bunch of bladder snails, and we also have the Malaysian trumpet starting to produce like crazy. I got a couple from an auction, and then they're just taken out of control. As you guys can see, there is just tons of cherries. They're already just booming in this tank. I already got to start going through and pulling calls. See if we can get a nice close up of them. Yeah, all different sizes. They're all up on the bottom of the sponge and everything. Where this tank is connected is the sponges on the shrimp tanks because they do overflow. This tank's just the golden masterized. See, I'm hiding in a cave. They haven't spawned. Got a few new plecos in this tank growing out. We got some couple of green dragons in here, and we also have some reds, bristlenose. In this tank over here, let me move this light. We have N-class endlers. These are like the closest strain to a wild caught that you can get. We also do have a pair of Apistos in here, which are the Trifasciatus. The male's just hiding in the back right now. Yeah, these are cool looking little endlers. They're starting to breed like crazy, luckily, and they're taking off. Then when we come down here, we have a copper beta. And we also have some shell dwellers, these are multifasciatus. I got these at the auction, they've been growing out. There's about 7 of them in here. There's a few galaxy reservoirs in the back. The system's empty. Same with this one right here. Then we're gonna go over here. And in this system, we're starting a blue dream tank, which is the blue dream shrimp. See if we can get in here better. There we go. See a nice little guy right there, girl. They all tend to hide back on the moss. The moss back here, and there's also a sponge. I have the shrimp tank to the shrimp tank, so the cherry shrimp tend to overflow down here once in a blue moon, the babies. There's a little yellow shrimp right there hanging out. Yeah, this tank's also like overpopulated with freaking bladder snails galore. If anybody wants bladder snails, just message me. Then we got down here. This is another African tank. Gotten more heavier into the Africans. It's a nice male sulfur. We also have about 6 female sulfurs in here too. We also have some other random females I was given. Not sure what they are. I do have a few other little males I picked up and added in here to grow out, see how they do. I really like this one with the red and blues. We also have some jewel cichlids in here, as you can see. Not too big on the jewels, I got them for like next to nothing, so they want this tank. If you're interested in the jewels, just shoot me a message. I have 2 sponge filters down here for this bad boy. Nice 300 watt heater, because there is also, what is there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 10 gallons running off this 40 breeder. There's also a pump right there that's shooting it up the top. You can see overflow piping. But yeah, love the sulfur head, guys. Gorgeous male. He breeds quite a bit already. Well, that one's got a messed up looking mouth, so she's definitely holding babies. She must have bred with sulfur. You can see our bottom lip's swollen. So I need to probably strip her tonight. Love finding moms holding babies. It's awesome. Exciting, exciting. We have some Discus my buddy gave me. Got these guys growing out. Said they weren't doing too good in the system. I've had them now for about, what, 2 weeks. They've been doing awesome, eating like pigs. Get a little bit more light on them. Got some oranges in here, and these ones look like they're gonna be probably some Turks. And you can see nice little fat bellies on them. Put 11 in here. They're about from half an inch to about an inch. I don't might be a little bigger, about an inch and a half. Yeah, so if you guys are interested in any of these, just shoot me a message. Yeah, we have some Gertrude rainbows growing out. It's always hard to focus these little fish, especially when they're moving. You can see them good right there. We also got a bunch of different cories. It's like a panda. Looks like we have a couple different little peppers? Pepper cories. Yeah, we got more pandas in there and back there. We got the leopard frogs in the system. This is another system I'm excited for. This tank has goodies. They're a Livebearer from Mexico. They're not as common. These are a cheaper variant of them though. But they remind me of a smallmouth. Yeah, they're pretty cool looking little fish. They do pretty good with other fish. They can be a little nippy. I'd probably only keep them with barbs and bigger fish. You can probably actually keep them with Africans. The fish right there is about 3 inches. They're pretty girthy. They're thick little fish. They bred once for me. Unfortunately, to keep any babies, they end up all getting ick, and it was hard to save the babies. Too many temp swings living in New England, so they just didn't fare well. I cured the parents, but unfortunately lost the babies. They breed every 60 days. They release their babies. They came almost 1/4 of an inch. This is a new fish I added to this tank. It's gonna probably end up in the African tank. This is a Hujudagar, Rocky Gar. He's just a baby. He's only eating live right now, so he's been getting some of those endlers over there, here and there. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about this guy. I think he'll be like the show pet of the fish room. I used to see him a lot more back in the day. I don't see him as much as I used to, so I snagged them up. Only 22, 23 bucks. Surprised how cheap they are for how, you know, rare they are in the hobby nowadays. Alright, down here we have the Cory tank. I'm not really going to get into them because I just did a video on them. But we got some African cichlids in the tumbler, the eggs. We got 2 batches right here growing out. They're about 5 to 6 days now. They're doing pretty good so far, so they should start popping out tails the next, I would say, couple of days. If not already, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Tumbler, got tumbler off Amazon. It was like $13. They come with these little check valves. One of them was kind of crappy. I ended up just doing a straight line, hooking it up to PVC, where I actually have control valves off that, which go to the air pump down there. So that was redone. Also putting more air lining, air pipe across this whole room, so the whole room can end up being plumbed. Another thing I did in the fish room. I'm doing a lot in here, guys. I'm planning to still do a lot more. Down here we got the Swordtails growing out. We got some kois that I produced. A couple right there you see. Got a nice dragon blood vampire. This guy's pretty awesome. I'm hoping to get him crossbred and make koi vampires. We also have a couple angelfish right over here. This one just got some blues coming in. I'm not sure what type this is. I think it's like a blushing or something like that. We also got a nice little black veal. Doing good. Alright, then up here, last tank, I think we'll do this video on right over here. We got some peacocks. We actually got like 3 different batches in this tank. We have yellow labs, which aren't peacocks. And we also have all these little peacocks right over here swimming around. I think there's about 80 to 100 of them in this tank right now, including the yellow labs. There is a bunch of them. Sorry for the glare, guys. Make that go away. Yeah, they've been doing, you know, pretty good so far. They're about almost 3/4 of an inch now. They've been going on for about a month. It's pretty exciting. This is a 20-gallon long, so they're going to end up going in that 40 breeder down there to grow out. Probably the next week or so, we'll get that all up and running, get them down there. So that'll be pretty cool with that tank. Oh yeah, and the bristlenose plecos are finally starting to breed again. We got a bunch of albino bristlenose in this tank. You can see a nice big male right there. Lovely bull front gives you a nice little glare. You can see the bristles on his face. And a male right there, another male. Quite a few males in this tank. We got some other ones hiding in the caves. Got a batch of babies from them last week. This is one of my favorite tanks. It's kind of not in the fish room, but some beautiful rack of Livebearers. Love the colors on these guys. We got like 6 males left and 6 females left. We also got some long fin lemons in this tank too. Some king tigers hiding in the caves. And we also have a few zebra plecos in here too growing out. We also added some birds to the fish room. We got some Lady Goulian males, trying to get a couple females. When we went to the expo, the guy was out of females, so we ended up with just 2 boys. So if anybody's local that has Lady Goulian finches, females, shoot me a message. As long as they're not trying to charge an arm or like some people that are like insane with these prices. And a couple things back here, kind of unfish related, but we're gonna go back here anyways. It's all fish stuff, tanks galore. Tanks for tanks, tanks, more tanks. We actually ended up picking up a pair of lovebirds. Pretty excited for these guys, like little parrots. I never had them before, but They eat great. They rip everything apart. They got a lot of toys in here. And also got a pair of cockatiels. They were given to me. The guy who had them said they were unfriendly. He didn't like them anymore. They do hiss a lot. They're not the most friendliest of them all. They are pretty. You know, it'd be cool if they bred, then we could have some hand-tamed babies. Just told they're a male and a female. But we'll find out and get a little breeder box for them. To pick up a breeder box for these guys up here, the girls. Alright, that just about wraps up this fish room update video. Thanks for watching, guys. You know, we're going to get more tanks built. We're going to get those 5s up and going so we can actually get the betas going. So it makes sense to be called 5-star betas. I just haven't had the time for breeding betas. It's a lot more work. It's a lot more time dedicating, especially with the fry in the very beginning. They're a lot more sensitive than just regular other fish. Here, last night I started water change at 10:30 at night. I didn't finish until 3:30 in the morning after I fed everything. So it just takes a lot longer now. Once we get everything plumbed up and automated, things will be a hell of a lot easier and like more time saving. So I can do more videos and focus on more different projects. But I wouldn't change it. You know, it's my passion. It's what I enjoy doing. You know, and I want to start teaching you guys what I do. When you teach me, if you guys have new tips and tricks on stuff that you guys do. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like the video. If you don't like it, feel free to tell me it sucks, because how else are you gonna know? Thanks, guys. Have a good one.